All right, what's up, everyone? Trevor here again. Let's talk today about drinking the Kool-Aid and how you don't need to drink the Kool-Aid all the time. And what do I mean? I'm not talking about the actual Kool-Aid, the pure sugar that you used to drink as a kid. And if you're still drinking it, you probably literally should not be drinking Kool-Aid. There's no health benefits. It's just pure sugar and whatever else they put in it. But I'm talking about the whole crowd. And when it comes to fitness and nutrition, it's when you read something on social media or you see a video or heck, you could be watching this video. It's that you just listen to these people, these influencers, these coaches, these strength and conditioning performance coaches, nutritionists, dietitians, whoever it is, and you just blatantly listen and agree or disagree with them without ever trying it or doing it and thinking it for yourself. You just, I am a follower of this person's system, so I am only going to do their system. It could be anyone. It could be Westside. It could be DeFranco. It could be the ATG people, the knees over toes, those people. It could be Goda. It could be in nutrition. It could be the keto freaks. It could be the vegans. It could be the fasters. It could be, again, whatever it is. It could be anyone, any system, any thought on training, on nutrition. And again, it goes outside those lines too. You don't even get started on politics or I'm a big professional wrestling fan. I got my Shinsuke shirt on, as you can see. It's even worse there. The AEW versus WWE. No, just like them both. Just enjoy good wrestling. If you're like me, you just enjoy good wrestling. It's into sports. You fight over the best players or whatever. MJ versus LeBron. Those debates and things like that. And people just don't ever think for themselves anymore. We just rely on, and I'm going to stick with training and nutrition, health, that type of stuff, rather than the other stuff. Maybe I'll start a whole other channel on sports and wrestling and stuff. But we don't think for ourselves anymore. We just drink the Kool-Aid of these other coaches or influencers or whoever you see, and you are just doing their stuff because they do it. It worked for them. And I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying this because I've done this. I used to do this with kind of getting in and getting stuck with. I started with Joe D. I still do a lot of his stuff. I follow a lot of Joe D's methods. I think Joe D is one of the smartest, best coaches there is. He's been a mentor for me. Is where I got one of my certifications from, and it really helped me along the way. But it's not just strictly doing everything that he says, or then it was Westside and getting that kind of training and doing everything Westside and just not, no one else could be right. There could be no other system, that type of thing. Then it was the pain-free performance and quickly learned, and just following into that system and just being stuck there, and then realizing that's not, there's no such thing as pain-free performance. Once you start thinking for yourself and realizing that some stuff from them might work for you, some stuff from them might not work for you, and that's okay. It's fine. Yes, there's a lot of dumb stuff out there and a lot of BS out there, and you can quickly learn it in. It's the old saying: if you think it's too good to be true, it probably is. A lot of these people making false claims and lying about nutrition and training and it's a lot of that marketing gimmickry that I've learned through taking courses and having coaches and having good and bad coaches. That everyone's trying to be the same, and it's that Kool-Aid that we blindly follow and blindly do whatever these people are telling us to do, rather than think for themselves. And that's even watching my stuff. I don't have a big following or anything like that. Am I an influencer? Yeah, I'm technically an influencer because I want to influence people to do the right thing. Like, I want you to start thinking for yourselves, and you might think some of the stuff I do is stupid, and that's totally fine. The stuff that I do a lot of times works for me in my training, but then when I'm working with people, we find stuff that works for them. I want to help them get the best of what they can do. And when I started coaching, a lot of times it was the opposite, where I was kind of forcing people to do what I wanted, what I thought was best, or what I learned from someone else, and not necessarily listening to them and what works best for them. Speaking as them as being the clients or the people I'm working with. So again, and giving them a say in it and letting them know that, oh, something doesn't feel right with this, and then, oh, we can just switch if that feels better, that works for you, rather than forcing them to do a certain method, a certain lift, a certain exercise, because that's important. It's all too common in society today that people don't think for themselves anymore. We just listen to and blindly follow people, and then agree and disagree without actually looking in the context of things and taking into account where these people are coming from and what they have done. Again, whether it's arguing about some stupid diet, when most of the time it's just a simple eating real food is going to be best for you. There's no special amount of food you have to eat. There's no special timing you have to eat. Everyone's life is going to be different. We're all different. It's about you ultimately finding what works best for you. Working with a coach can definitely help you, as long as that coach is not just forcing you into something that doesn't work, that's not going to fit. Because ultimately, a coach should want you to be consistent and have it long term. It's not just doing something, eat this amount of meals for 12 weeks and you'll be fine, and then you just fall back off track. It's got to be something that you can stick with and adjust, in knowing that it might not stay the same, and that's fine. That's about what it is. It's about that long-term journey, but it's where we just, again, blindly just jump in and do this training method because your favorite coach said so. It's not stone cold. It's not the bottom line because he said so. It is, if you're doing this training program because you look up to this coach or this influencer or whoever he is, she is, whatever. But this program is, you banged up, you feel like crap. You're not getting stronger. You're not getting faster. You're not achieving your goals, but you still do it. What's the point? It shouldn't have you be achieving your goals and meeting your goals and feeling good and looking good and getting stronger and faster and jumping higher, or whatever your goals are. Isn't that what it is? What should happen? Because maybe it's this person forces you to back squat all the time, or this person says only single leg lifts. You can't do bilateral, but you've done bilateral lifts, you've done squats and deadlifts or whatnot, and they have felt good for you and they've helped you. So, but you can't do that because this person says so. That's just not, in my opinion, what you should be doing. You should be doing what is best for you, and using your brain, using your mind, using your gut feeling a lot of times, and listening to your body and learning your body, because you are ultimately your best coach. No one knows your body like you do, and you should do what works best for you. And learning to think for yourself is a skill. It's something you need to do. Because I know from experience, like I said, I've fallen for all this stuff. I've drank a lot of the Kool-Aid, as to where now I don't just blindly follow something because someone says something. I take from things that work for me. I'll take things from Joe D. I'll take things from the West Side. I'll take things from Yoakum. I'll take things from Dak and Will Rattel and all these other people. And Tim Riley is another one that I've really learned to enjoy, because I think he's honest. He's tells it like it is, and it's not forcing. And this was my training. It's not doing exact. It's not just blindly following him. Do different things. Do different programs, what different coaches do. Try different things, test things out, find what works. For me personally, when I'm doing my own training, finding what works for me. It's gone from a lot of that powerlifting stuff, like when I was doing the pain PPSC stuff, pain free performance. That was a lot of just powerlifting and just tons and tons of volume and just getting banged up and not feeling the best and crushing hormones and training balls to the wall a lot of times. And then it's realizing, oh, I can take pieces from that, but I don't have to do all of that. I want to be able to be a better mover, so I'm going to do stuff that makes me feel better. I want to be athletic, so I'm going to take athletic stuff and do that and really start thinking for myself. And it wasn't until I started doing that until I became a better coach for myself and helping clients and actually listening to clients and seeing, like, oh, maybe I programmed some form of a squat, and that squat doesn't, it just looks weird. It looks like they're in pain. It doesn't look, they're not moving very well doing it. That coach's eye, or they're not able to give full intent and full effort in that yet or whatnot. And it's listening, it's watching, it's viewing body language of the people I'm working with and seeing how they react and engage and things like that and what's working best for them. Some of them might want some boring stretching and stuff like that before training, kind of like a warm-up, but I find that like that typical dynamic warm-up where you're just doing some dynamic stretching and in hops and skips and A-skips and that type of stuff. Some people might like that, but I found that like just watching and they're not engaged. They're bored, especially with kids. They don't enjoy that stuff. So let's play tag. Let's do a game. Get them warmed up that way. It's much better, in my opinion. You're gonna feel better. You're gonna drive more out of it. You're gonna actually get more athletic in that case, and you're gonna have fun. Fun is key for training. Keep you going. Keep you pushing forward. But again, it's not just going through. Oh, here's another post from so and so. Oh, look at this. I'm gonna go do this. But then you do it. You feel like crap. You feel like garbage. But they told me, so I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep powering through and keep struggling through this. And yes, there's points and times where you need to struggle and that and such. But you're just doing it. And you're not realizing that you're not getting results, but you still do it. And that's where it comes in. You gotta think for yourself. You're following this diet, but you feel like crap. You're not building any muscle. You're not burning any fat. Your testosterone shot. Your hormones are all messed up. You're not sleeping well. But they told me to do it, so I'm gonna still do it. No. Just start. The whole message of this video is just to start thinking for yourselves, guys. Test things out. Experiment. Use yourself as an experiment. Try new things. Don't just try them to try them. I mean, try them and try them. Don't even know what I'm saying. Try them to try things out. But if something doesn't work right away, it might be because you need to do it longer. We can't, again, it's that instant gratification thing too, where we need to have stuff happen that Amazon, it's here the next day, which most cases is not. But some things you might try a new squat variation. I like the way that feels. I don't have knee pain or something like that. Or the sprint variation. I felt that. I felt I could feel like I did with my kids yesterday. I had them run with no arm. I did no arm sprints. And I asked them what they felt. And some of them just said, I felt weird. I'm like, yeah, that's going to feel weird with running without arms. They're like, that was hard. That was tougher. I couldn't go as fast. It's like, yeah. I'm like, next time, I want you to pay attention to what your upper body is doing. And then one of the kids is like, it's rotating side to side. It's rotating. It's moving, twisting. I'm like, yes, exactly. That's what we want. And then once we let them use their arms again, they were using more arms. They had better arm swing. They had better rotation in their upper body. So it's about letting them learn and giving them tips and you taking tips in things, and something might feel good right away, but then progress it. But if something, but know that you're not going to necessarily get the results. You're not going to be jacked tomorrow. You're not going to lose 10 pounds of fat by tomorrow. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes experimentation, finding what works for you. If someone says, oh, this is the exact meal plan you have to eat. I see these all the time from dietitians. And yes, dietitians can be great, but a lot of them are full of themselves. And they say, oh, here's the exact meal plan for a 200-pound high school athlete, or high school football player, or whatever, since football's starting, that they should follow. And it has these foods. But meal plans don't usually work, because what if you don't like those foods? Again, you're going to eat these foods because someone tells you to, but you hate them, and you just think chicken, rice, and broccoli is just dry and boring, and you just can't stand it, or you hate asparagus, or you don't like Brussels sprouts, or whatever it is, the foods that they're telling you to eat, you have to eat, but you still do them. Like, come on, let's be realistic. Start thinking for yourself. There's different sections of food. There's your proteins, your carbs, your fats. Find what works for you. Find what tastes good, what you like to eat, what you can eat and still make progress. Because again, it's general, the whole nutrient-dense real foods from earth, foods from animals, but there's such a wide selection in there that you can pick and choose and think for yourself. Even those foods in there, it might be good for you, you might like it, but it might not sit well with you. It might be tend to overeat it or something like that. So the main point here is think for yourselves, and don't just chug that Kool-Aid and blindly follow people without actually realizing and figuring out what works for you, what doesn't work for you, how you feel, how your mood is, how your energy levels are, how your body moves when you're doing certain movements, how the aches and pains and nagging injuries and injury history and training history, and take this all into account when you're listening to people. And it's good to take, and I'm not saying don't listen to them, but I'm saying take what works for you, pick and choose the stuff from them, and use what works. Disregard the rest. It's the old Bruce Lee saying, where pick and choose what works for you. I don't know the exact saying off the top of my head, but he talks about take what works, disregard the rest. So, whatever, find what works for you, but don't just be so blindly following people without any regard for actually yourself and what, if it's working, if it's not working, if you feel good, but you can't be a critical thinker. You should be a critical thinker and thinking and figuring things out for yourself, rather than just, again, blindly following. And even in that, we're talking about the health and fitness, but again, that goes into everything. It goes into your, I don't even want to say politics, because I don't really care about politics, but politics. It goes into your everyday life, though, your finances, your work, things like that. People can disagree. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing with someone. And sometimes it helps to look at, with your fitness, nutrition, or anything, someone who doesn't have the same beliefs as you, someone doesn't have the same opinions as you do, and look at their side and, really critical think about, how they see it, and kind of put yourselves in their shoes and, I see that. Maybe I don't agree with it. That's totally fine. You can disagree. But we don't have to just be so dumb and naive and think that there's only one way of doing things. Because there's fitness, nutrition, there's millions of ways. It's the whole, you don't just need to take that one solution. There's a problem, but there's many ways to figure out that problem, to solve that problem. If your problem is you want to lose 10 pounds, there's tons of different ways. Find the best way for you, the way you can be consistent with. And then you want to build muscle, boom, same thing. You want to get faster, tons of training programs that you can do to do that. Jump higher, lift more weight, boom, find what works for you. Think for yourself. Stop blindly chugging that Kool-Aid. That's what I have for you today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you again soon.